here.
The Filipino-American educators, especially in South Bay, really made a difference in, one, the Filipino language becoming recognized as a world language in the K through 12 systems, and it was taught at the colleges, but also Filipino-American studies.
When I was at San Diego State, taking one of the first Filipino Tagalog classes that was offered as a prerequisite at SDSU, that really helped me along my journey to learning Tagalog and like being more in touch with my Filipino heritage.
Representation matters when you have that sense of connection to our identity, when we know history, we know South, it really makes a difference.
Now we have Anna here, but out of respect in the Filipino culture, it would be my first reflex to call you auntie, but you said Anna's just fine.
So Anna's fine, yeah.
All right.
Or even ate.
Ate, okay, ate too, yeah.
Pasakat, Fons, and Kopau were the major organizers of the Bosby exhibit. Pasakat is the Philippine American Society and Cultural Arts Troupe. It was established in 1970. I'm an original dancer.
Wow.
So yeah, wow. That dates me. And that's okay because this has been part of my journey and also part of my formation as a Filipino-American. We've taught hundreds of Philippine dancers and musicians about the culture through the Philippine dance experience.
You have a lot about San Diego history here.
Yeah.
And I see the 1998 Super Bowl when I was fortunate enough to go to that game.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I probably saw you performing on the field.
Yeah, we were part of the pregame show. And so it was truly an honor. They had called in all the cultural groups in San Diego County, and we represented the Philippines.
Moving on to this part of the museum, Fiestas de Faith, and Filipinos, you know, I'm Catholic, so I know about the Santo Niño.
It has allowed us to express our traditions and keep them still here, even in the diaspora. Can you imagine that? You know, you're away from your country, but still you connect with your town fiestas, and the children come, new generations are still learning about the culture. When you see Philippine dance, that puts a smile on your heart. When you hear the sounds of the rondalla playing, that puts a smile on your heart because it reminisces to the time when you were in the Philippines. Now, I'm second generation. I was born and raised here. So my exposure to the culture through Philippine dance and music made me embrace it so much to the point where my cousins from the Philippines would say, oh my gosh, you know more than me. The Philippine dance was very important to the community here.
And it still is till this day.
Yeah.
I see it all over town when I attend festivals and performances.
And that's why it's important that we all try to capture our own histories, because you never know on down the line who's going to need to know what. I collected souvenir programs because my parents were involved in the 60s, and they become documents of history of how the community was at that time.
Well, thanks for showing me.
Sure.
Can you talk about how you personally started your journey with dance?
Well, I remember being at the age of maybe 8 or 10, I was always questioning the color of my skin. But it wasn't until my parents took me to see the Bayanihan National Philippine Dance Company that I understood what Filipino was, because when you saw a program of Philippine dance, you saw dances from the Cordillera, which sort of represented dances of Africa. And then you saw dances of the Spanish influences, which represented, to me, Mexico. And then, of course, from the Mindanao cultures, where a lot of the Asian influence was very relevant. So I go, wow, the Philippines is the center of the world. It has all the cultures, and I fell in love with it. I didn't dream of being a ballerina. I dreamed of being a Philippine dancer.
How did your journey start here in South Bay as an educator and where you are today?
When I took my first Filipino-American studies class, it was here in the South Bay at Southwestern College, and I learned about the Filipino-American experience, and I learned how much my father was in Filipino-American history, from being a pen boy to being of the Manong generation, working the fields, to serving in World War II, and then my mom coming over as a war bride. It just instilled a sense of pride in who I was, and bringing that forward when I got to my position as a counselor professor at Miramar College. I was determined to make sure we taught Filipino American experience at the college. Education is a tool of empowerment, and I think it has empowered our Filipino American community.
Community, connections, and then contributions. Because once you become aware of who you are and are confident in who you are, then that's when you're able to contribute in a positive way to your community. The Bayanihan is coming together, and in those early days in the 60s, it was about coming together, wanting to be together and being a community. And then in Kapwa, it's hoping to find that there is beauty in the we, and not just focusing on the I, and that the good that we bring together is more powerful than what I could bring alone.
Kapwa is the essence of our shared identity, and this exhibit, it tells the Filipino American experience, our story of our shared identity. And from that, we walk away, I think, with a deep sense of pride.
Well, I'd like to thank you two for your contributions and for educating us about everything here today. So,
well, thank you.
Salamat.
Same to you.
Same to you as well. Thank you so much.
Like the days I spent studying Tagalog in my own library at SDSU, I feel a newfound appreciation for those who teach and guide the PhilAm community like Judy, Anna, and the other community leaders behind this exhibit.